Start, Abhay sir, are you ready?
This
Yes, sir.
meeting is being recorded.
Okay. First of all, I'll speak few words. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
So
Okay.
you are audible.
Okay. We have Abhaya Gorkhalee here, whom I met 20 years back, not in Nepal. And we were in the program in Beijing, where I got the very good personality. During that time, I've invited several classes as a guest, and I'm very proud of him because he agreed to come our class. Actually, Abhaya Gorkhalee has an extensive knowledge of marketing, practical. He's leading like a multinational company as Nepalese. And then right now, Abhay sir, we have around 45 students from Central Department of Management, MBA Finance, as well as MBA-Marketing. Two group I hear. Okay, first of all, our student will say a few words about you, and then you can, the class will over to you, then you can discuss as your, whatever you like, okay? Okay, Devendra, over to you. Can you speak now?
Okay, sir. Good morning to all of you. And
Morning.
today we have the most awaited guest, Mr. Abhaya Gorkhalee, sir. Talking about his journey, he started his corporate journey in 1994 as a marketing officer at Dabur Nepal. Since then, he has worked at various companies, including Gorkhalee, Standard Chartered Bank, and Suzul Foods. Now he is additional general manager AGM in Dabur Nepal Pvt Limited. He is sales, marketing, and business development professionals with expertise in FMCG, having more than 20 years experience in the leading MNCs. And he also worked in Lockton Group as general manager in sales and marketing. And his journey in Dabur Nepal as a senior product manager to additional general manager, AGM. Without delay, we would like to welcome our most awaited guest, Mr. Abhaya Gorkhalee, sir, with a virtual bouquet. And it's over to you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. So, Bhojraj sir, shall I start?
Yes, you can, sir. You can.
Thank you very much. Thanks, Bhojraj sir. Thank you for this virtual bookie as well, guys. Let me once again, start with a good morning and the apology for making you guys wait for half an hour. I'm very, very sorry once again for the delay. Actually, Bhojraj sir has requested me a couple of months back. Then I requested him to postpone it for a few months or a few weeks. I've forgotten. And then I have told Bhojraj sir that second and third Sunday is my off, so that I don't have to do that rush in the morning. But unfortunately, this coming Friday we have a annual brand plan and budget presentation to Global CEO in Delhi and the India Mancom. So actually, guys, we've been working day and night for last two weeks. And yesterday, again, I'm in the board of Nepalese Marketing Association also. Again, the Nepalese Marketing Association also rescheduled this, the board's workshop, the whole day workshop yesterday, considering my request. So it just coincided. Then I decided, I was in the Park Village. I could see some net fluctuations and all in Park Village. So I decided rather than having that, disturb kind of thing, calling the hotel guy to fix it up in the hotel. So I decided to, reach my place, and I texted Bhojraj sir also for the delay. Okay. Let me start. Before I start, I've asked Bhojraj sir, and when I go to I rarely go to the B schools for when I go to the master's level students. I think I just can't just go and share whatever it comes in my mind. I try to make it relevant to the audience. as a marketer, I've been doing that all the time. Whether it's a product or a communication or any promotion, I try to link it with the TG. TG probably the target group. So with this session also, what I feel is, I have to make it relevant to the TG. So you guys are my TGs today. 45, and I could see 53 participants. So probably we have 51 MBA students from SOM2. So my today's TG are you guys. So I try to make it relevant, and then something I should talk, so that it deals with your syllabus, it deals with it fits into your marketing learning attitude or your marketing learning process. So I would just like to take a minute or two as you have finished your MBA first semester. Am I right? Right, sir? Yeah.
Yes,
The
they are
classes.
they are in the end of the semester.
All right. So just 2 minutes, I want to understand, I want to understand what exactly are you guys expecting from me, your preference, because in this 1 hour's time, I may not be able to, uh, download all the stuffs that I've learned in last 30 years. But I would like to understand what is the class, you guys have the expectation from me. And what do you understand by marketing? Just a basic question. I was asked the same question by my professor sometimes back in 1996. He's asked me, the professor, I did my MBA from Symbiosis Institute of Business Management. That's in Pune. So the marketing professor has asked the class, the SIBM 45, students who aspire to be the marketer. So he's asked us, what is marketing? Guys give a different answer. I was just trying to understand. And then he says, I want to understand your understanding about marketing, and probably we'll start from there. And if you can give me broader point, 1 or 2 point, what exactly you expect from me in this session, then I'll deliver, I'll design my lecture accordingly. Is that okay, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Definitely okay, sir.
Yeah.
So marketing is all about the creating and innovating the new ideas.
Creating and innovating new ideas. Perfect. Superb. Yeah.
Communicating and delivering the value to the customer or society.
New ideas, communicating and delivering
Delivering
value.
to society.
Values. Values to society. All right. Very good. I'm just noting down your point. New ideas, communicating and delivering values to society. Anything, any new thoughts?
Marketing is the creation, communication, and delivering goods and services which create the value.
Perfect. Perfect. Creating and then delivering goods and services, creating value. All right. Okay.
So
All
marketing
right.
is creating mind space in consumer's mind.
Creating mind space in the consumer's mind. I would say positioning, probably you're trying to talk about. All right. All right. Okay. So now the class, uh, what do you expect, from me? How should I design my delivery this morning? If you have any specific, expectation, or, the preference, it would help me to,
Rather than
streamline my delivery.
focusing more on theoretical content, हामी चाहिँ के खोज्छौँ भन्दा प्र्याक्टिकल लाइफमा चाहिँ त्यो मार्केटिङको इम्प्लिमेन्टेसनको त जिस्ट चाहिँ के हुन्छ कि किनभने थ्योरिटिकल र प्र्याक्टिकलमा लाइक ह्युज डिफ्रेन्स भेटिन्छ नि त सो थ्योरिटिकल्ली हामीले पढेको र प्र्याक्टिकल वेमा कसरी इम्प्लिमेन्ट गर्नुहुन्छ तपाईँको एक्सपिरियन्स बेस्ड अन डिफ्रेन्ट सिनेरियोहरू हुन्छ नि त्यो सिचुएसनको जिस्ट चाहिँ अब एज अ स्टुडेन्ट आइ एम सिकिङ दोज थ्रु दिस लेक्चर त्यति नै हो सर मेरो तर्फबाट चाहिँ
नेटको प्रब्लम परेको जस्तो छ
हाम्रो सरको नेट कनेक्सन लो भएको
नेटको
छ
प्रब्लम परेको जस्तो लाग्छ एकछिन वेट गर्नु
is being recorded.
I got disconnected for last 1.5 minutes class. Are you there?
We are there. We are here.
So I just got disconnected. It's all right. I just got disconnected. Just create the hotspot. Yeah. I just got disconnected.
Now it's okay.
Can we say
Yeah.
internet connection strong, sir? Are you hearing us, sir?
Hello.
Meeting is being recorded.
Sorry, there's a Wi-Fi fluctuation. I just use my hotspot. All right. Okay. So.
Okay. It's okay now. It's okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Chirag, you
Am I
can
there?
speak. Okay.
So your lecture को main object भनौँ कि किन तर as a student, as a MBA student, what I want to learn is so हामी different theoretical कुराहरू सिक्छौँ नि त रियल लाइफमा कसरी चाहिँ आइडेन्टिफाई गर्ने कुन फिल्डमा कुन हाल्ने कुन इम्प्लिमेन्ट गर्ने अब त सिचुएसन जिस्ट कसरी क्याप्चर गर्ने र तपाईँको पास्ट एक्सपिरियन्सको बेसिसमा चाहिँ कुनै पनि थ्योरीलाई लिङ्क अप गरेर सेयर गरेमा चाहिँ लर्निङ वुड बी मोर इफेक्टिभ भनेर त्यही भन्न चाहन्छु.
Okay. Perfect. Fair enough. Fair enough, guys. Let me start. What I'm trying to say is, I may not be teaching you the theory because, you have competent, qualified professors in the university to teach you theory. And you have got all the theories, one of the best theories, or the best authors, marketing theories, the books and all, you can read it. The very relevant question, when you told me that, you want to understand the theories, the marketing theories you read in the university and you read in the books, how is it relevant and what are the important theories that we use in the practice? Probably I'll try to concentrate my delivery in that space, and I might touch a couple of theories again. What I feel is like, what is theory? I see theories, theory and the practice. We say that even the practicing managers like us, we discuss when somebody tells a little bit of theoretical stuff, in the boardroom also we discuss, oh, it's very, very theoretical. That guy is very theoretical, that doesn't happen in the practical life. This kind of discussion we have in the boardroom. Then I smile and say, yeah, that's very theoretical, but perhaps any theory is something which is derived from the practice actually. We guys, some of the practicing managers must be practicing in the real life, and the brilliant academicians, the university professors, the people like Bhojraj sir would observe the theories, the practices that we practice, and try to put it in a structured way and makes a theory to make the youngsters or the students understand, or even the practicing professionals understand the simplifying the whole practice and all that. So my point is, we practice, we do a lot of things, and probably some intelligent person would observe it, the practices, and he makes a theory, right? It's not that law of demand, the theory was created and then we started practicing it, right? The law of demand was there before the law of demand was created by some economist, a couple of centuries or half a decade back. We practice, they put it in the simplified form and makes a theory with a lot of assumptions. The understand is, we say, oh, this is not applicable. I say no theory is wrong, but we fail to understand the assumptions any theory has. So when you forget the assumption, when that assumption is not valid in the practice, perhaps that theory doesn't work. So my point is, any theory, I see a very blurred line between theory and practice. It's nothing called theoretical or it's practical. I say theory is derived from the practices. So let me move ahead, with the definitions you guys have given about marketing, new ideas, continuing and creating and delivering value to the society. Somebody's mentioned about positioning, right? So my point is, with me, when we start thinking about marketing, most of the people like us think marketing is talking, marketing is communicating, marketing is advertising, marketing is doing a big event, marketing is sponsoring the programs, or I mean, these kind of things revolves around the mind when we talk about marketing. But for me, and it's not only my understanding, the way the advanced world or the developed world, considers marketing as is, understanding the consumer first. The marketer's job will start from understanding the consumers, the customers. We call it target group or target customer. As I said, I try to understand my target audience this morning, interacting, asking you few questions, your understanding about marketing, your expectation from this morning. I was just trying to understand my target audience, before I start this lecture. So understanding the consumer. If you understand the consumer, then perhaps you will be able to do the right things. You will be able to design your marketing program accordingly. Still you may fail, but without understanding the consumer, without understanding the TG, it's very, very difficult for any marketer to be able to design the marketing programs to cater to the need of the customers. So now when I say consumers, again, probably you guys might have studied a concept of STP, because this becomes a very fundamental whenever I try to deliver this marketing sessions to the marketing students or management students. When I say consumer, co-consumer, which consumer are you talking about? Today I am talking about the SOM2 MBAs, the youngsters, aspiring marketing professionals, who must be in their early 20s or mid 20s, wanting to learn marketing. So I have to understand you and design my deliveries. So for any marketing thing, first you understand your consumers. When you understand the consumers, how do you understand the consumers? If you're working in Nepal, if your market is Nepal, we have about 3 crore people in this country. Can all 3 crore people be the target group for your any product or all products? I would say no. The guy, who uses iPhone in Kathmandu, and then you design a communication for iPhone, it has to be a different target audience. Vis-a-vis, if you are designing a communication or marketing program for a Samsung phone costing 10,000 to 20,000 bucks, probably your target audience would be totally different. If you don't know your target audience, then how would you design your promotion? How would you design your product? Samsung guys at the product development center of Samsung, definitely they are working in the cross section of consumers. So I would say the entire universe you have, 3 crore Nepalese, if it is a Nepal market we're talking about, then you call it STP approach. I don't know how many of you are aware of this STP approach. Are you guys aware of this STP approach?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
S stands for segmentation, right? STP, it's a very, very popular concept. S stands for segmentation, T stands for targeting, and P stands for positioning. I have read this theory a couple of years before I did my MBA, sometimes in mid 90s. And it was a theory for me. Okay, you have to segment the market and then you target that particular segment and you position it. But today, I am literally practicing this every day at my work. Any product that I design, any packaging I design, any communication that I design, or any product I market, right? And then we know, okay, this is the this is the segment I'm going to target, right? And then how do I position my brand in that prospect's mind? As one of you have mentioned that positioning, I would request you guys to read the book written by Aldrich and Jack Trott, Battle for Your Minefield or something like that. I've read that book 30 years back. It's a brilliant book. The aspiring marketing professionals, it's a must read, I would say. Battle for Your Mind, written by Aldrich and Jack Trott. They've got a very lovely marketing series. The positioning, I think, in the modern marketing area, they have popularized this concept of positioning. It says, how would you want your brand to be perceived by your TG in the prospect's mind? This is what I remember about that book, which I've read 30 years back, and I'm constantly practicing that. So STP, first thing, you segment the market target and then position it. About, when you have to position or target, once you know your target audience, I would say, you know them better. Okay, the students doing MBA or studying management in TU or KU or in the universities in Nepal, they want to, if I know that segment now, it would be better to understand you guys better or the customer better. I would say we call it consumer insights, right? Most of the time we fail to understand the proper consumer insights. We have a very weak consumer insights. I'm saying you need to know your target audience. That's a targeting. Then you need to know how to position it. Before you know how to position it, I would say, if you have a better consumer insights, knowing your consumer, that's called consumer insights. We do a lot of research to understand insights. We have a research wings globally also. We try to understand the different consumers, different segments, different needs, the insights, the emotions, the physical need, the emotional need, all those things, the need gaps and all. So if you have a sharper consumer insights, then it helps you to position your brand properly. So I've just started with one one concept of STP, which is a theory, and most of the marketers in the world, probably they are using and applying that theory every day and night for every marketing activity. Did you get my point? Am I clear up to this point?
Yes, sir.
So
So STP is one approach. Ever since I've come across with that theory, as you guys would like to call it, I've been practicing that no matter which brand or which company that I work for. So again, in marketing, we call it 4 Ps or 5 Ps and all. I know the class could debate whether it's a 4 Ps or 19 Ps or 7 Ps or 6 Ps, but I still stick to 4 Ps, and I still try to simplify my complex marketing situation with the 4 Ps structure. In office also, I talk to my team members, I discuss in the meetings with my brand managers and all. There's a hell of a lot of confusion. Sure, shall we do this? Sure, shall we do that? Do we do this or that? Then I tell them to simplify all these marketing issues, because it's very difficult. Marketing, the variables are like, it's like it goes 360-degree. It's not like, don't take it otherwise. Finance, I say that it's very simple. Balance sheet is, there is one way or different accounting standard, and then it's same. If I have made 70 crore, no matter which accountant gonna make my bookkeeping and financials, it's gonna be 70 crore. 70 crore may not become 80 crore. So but in marketing, I see it's very complex. The variables are like, very vast and wide. So I try to simplify in this marketing, any marketing complications. I try to put it in the 4 Ps format. I tell my brand managers, right, see it from the 4 Ps format. Is it a product issue? Is it a pricing issue, or is it a promotion issue, or it's a distribution issue, right? If it's a distribution issue, then they ask me, so how do you know that? Suppose brand X, I'll give my example. Suppose the Amla sales is down, suppose, touch wood, it's not down. So Amla Herald, I'm sure you guys must have heard about the brand, iconic brand that Dabur has. if Amla Hair Oil's brand is, declining quarter to quarter, month after month, then there's a problem, right? The sales figure tells you there's a problem. Then I talked to my brand manager of Amla, could you take some corrective action to revive the Amla? So she would say, sir, "Kya garne? What do I do?" I said, understand the problem. Then she says, so how do I understand the problem? What is the problem? Then I say, can you plot it in the 4 page format? Is it a distribution issue? Is your dealers not working properly? Is your wholesalers not working properly? Or is it the competition? The new product has come, or competition has run some solid campaign or attractive schemes so that the consumers are moving away from your Amla brand. That's distribution perhaps. And is it a pricing? Has the Amla price too high? Somebody else has reduced the price, or your pricing is incorrect. Your pricing yesterday was all right, but a competition comes, they are giving 30% lower the MRP than your Amla, then it could be a pricing problem. Or is it a promotion? You have positioned Amla as a iconic beauty brand. Are the youngsters saying it's too old, not for me? It's for my mom, or it's for my granny. It's not for me, or it's for my aunt, not for me, not for a girl like me who just 21-year-old. The youth, the millennials. It's not for me. If that's the case, then it's a positioning problem, or is it a product that people, today's millennials, are not so very keen to use a hair oil like Amla, because they're moving to the gel, they're moving to the wax, they're moving to the cream. Is it the problem? Is the problem that then, or somebody is finding the perfume not good, or somebody is finding the credibility of Amla is, not that trustworthy, or whatever the promises that we have promised in the Amla positioning in the past is not delivering. So any problem, I've just given you one Amla hair oil issue, any problem, I try to put it in the 4 page format to simplify it and try to understand problem kahan cha. Is it a product? Is it a pricing? Is it a promotion, positioning, or it's a physical distribution? So again, one more, the fundamental theory across the globe, people are practicing 4 Ps. You guys, some of you guys might disagree. Oh, 4 Ps, that's the 80s philosophy. Now it's 7 Ps and all. You tell me any P, it fits into these 4 Ps as for me. Somebody says packaging, whatever. You tell me any P which you think is not covered by 4P. I'll try to plot it in the within this scope of 4Ps. So similarly, with this 4Ps, STP, and the consumer insights, I've said I'm just trying to get into one more practice that we practice very very strongly in marketing world is the database. I see a lot of students, even my classmates, have opted marketing because they are not very number savvy. They get scared with the numbers. They get scared with the numbers, the financials, and all the kind of thing. But believe me, to become a successful marketer, you know the way it is important to understand the consumers, your target group, the consumer insights, and design your marketing programs accordingly to cater to the need, and then do better than your competition is doing, or give something which is not there in the market. That's like finding out the need gap in the market and try to bridge that gap, plug in portfolio, all these kind of things. Very very important stuff for marketers is the database. Some of you might agree, some of you might have understood what I'm trying to say, but the database is very very important. The census was published by government of Nepal. I told my team members, have you gone through the basic census data? They were saying that, why? I said, come on, as a marketer, you don't want to know, how's the demography of the country. Now everything is aligned with the federal system of the provinces, province 1, 2, 3, 4. We have also aligned our distribution, we have also aligned our sales accordingly. Then don't you need to know that? So database could be the external, the demography, all this kind of external database, and the database you have inside your company, right? The sales figure, the costing, how profitable my product. If you see the diverse portfolio, I have a product portfolio ranging from real juice to various types of juice, and then other food products, and then personal care product. We call it consumer care division, which has got 6 categories: health supplement, under health supplement category. In CCD division, we call it consumer care division. There are 6 7 categories. Health supplement, you have multiple brands: Dabur Chyawanprash, Dabur Honey, Dabur Glucose D, Honeytus. These are the 4 brands comes under health supplement. And within Dabur Chyawanprash also, I've got 2 kg, I've got 1 kg, I've got 500 gram, I've got 250 gram, I've got Chyawanprash sugar free. We call it Chyawanprash 900 gram, 500 gram. So whenever I get a chance, I try to analyze this one brand SKU wise, region wise, month wise, sales and all. Then I know, oh, it's declining in east, or oh, it's declining in west. Oh, one particular SKU is declining, 2 kg is declining, but 500 gram is doing well. Do you know SKU? You guys are familiar with this word SKU? We call it's stock keeping unit. Stock keeping unit. So Chyawanprash 2 kg is 1 SKU, Chyawanprash 1 kg is 1 SKU. So we do the SKU level analysis. We do the geography wise analysis. East is doing well, Biratnagar is doing well, why Lahan is not that doing well. So the huge database you have, if you can read the data, if you spend some time understanding the data, it could be internal data, it could be external data, it gives you a hell of a lot of information and insights again after the consumer insights. So guys, I would also request you to be very, very friendly and number savvy and look into the data. So actually, before this, before coming into it, I would like to touch one more topic, one more tangent, and then perhaps I will leave the class to have a interaction session based on these 4 5 basic the principles or the theories that we have in marketing, and how the practicing managers across the globe are using those theoretical structure or the theories in the practice. What I'm trying to say is, it might be a little broader, and it's touched here and there in the bits and pieces. What I try to say is, once you understand the consumers, this align the 4 Ps, this, that, and all, I would like to put even broader theoretical perspective. You guys must be aware and familiar with the SWOT analysis.
Yes, so we are aware about the SWOT analysis.
Right? SWOT is strength, weakness, opportunity from external environment, right? What are those things? Opportunities and strength, weakness is your internal. Opportunities and threats are normally derived from external environment. So you have to do the external environment assessment of external environment, which gives you the opportunities in the market, which gives you the threat in the market, and then internal is the strength and weakness. What could be the Dabur's strength? I would say, the brand that Dabur, the warmth that consumers think Dabur, it's associated with so much of health, well-being, the warmth, the family, the quality. So anything, which fits into that parameter, I'm very, very confident, oh, we can do it. I can do it. It's related to health, it's healthy, good for health, good for the family, little warmth is needed. Perhaps I can do it better, than any cosmetic kind of products. If it's the eyeshadows that Lakme sells, I might not be able to sell it so well, because consumers might not believe. Oh, come on, man! Dabur is Chyawanprash, Dabur is honey, it's juice, it's Hajmola, it's Amla hair oil. I mean, did you get my point? So we have to do the external environment assessment of external environment to get the opportunities and threat. And then you do your internal assessment. What can you do better than the other guy? I can run, but there are 5 guys in the market. Those 4 guys know how to run faster. Then I did not take part in the running race. So if it's I I know how to swim. But if I know there are 10 guys and 8 guys gonna beat me in swimming, then it should not be my cup of tea, you know. And then, if it's, I'm just giving the example of sports. So I'm trying to link it with the business or marketing or product development. कुनै पनि product develop गर्ने बेलामा, to get into any kind of business, to extend your product, you have to understand, we call it brand fitment. That's a very, very Dabur terminology, brand fitment. Other guys also use that. Or to put it in a broader framework, your core competency. Probably you guys might have studied in the book core competency of company and core competency of an individual also. So we have to understand what is your core competency. I can make anything. Dabur can make anything. You import the machine, you make a formulation, and then launch it. But again, as I said, I can run. But if 4 guys in the market are fast runner, then probably I should not be choosing a game of running. The road race or the track and field, I should not be choosing for that. If it is a basketball, okay, I know how to play it, but I can beat them. Then perhaps you can get into that kind of thing. Maile, what I'm trying to say is, you know, we call it brand fitment. It is also known as a core competency. Again, a theoretical perspective, but that's very, very important. I gave you the sports example. Anybody can make anything, but is it a core competency? Is there a brand fitment? Do you know how to sell it? Do you understand the consumers? Do you understand the consumers? If somebody says that, what is your juice consumer saying? The insights that I have, perhaps a guy who's trying to put up a juice plant, he might not have that insights. And in a company, whether it's a multinational like Dabur, or it's a local conglomerate, or even a small entrepreneurial venture, the consumer insights is very, very important. And that part of the job in any organization should be taken care by your marketing guy, right? Nobody in the company, nobody in the organization, no department, nobody would be doing this job every day. Yes, they are aligned to marketing today. The factory manager doesn't put up a plant whatever he feels like. Who puts the plant? Do you think it is the finance guy borrows money as he wants to borrow it from bank, or the interest rate comes down, the CFO decides to borrow? No. Is it the HR guy who decides to recruit 20 people in sales, 5 people in admin? No. I would say no. It is all decided by the business, right? And who decides? I say very proudly, the half the people can disagree, but it is the marketing who drives business in any organization. Marketing will say, marketing should tell the CEO, boss, there is a need gap in juice. Real is this, the other guy is this, but the consumers are saying this. So there's a huge demand for this. There's a potential. Then you have to validate the commercial feasibility has to have. And then the factory guy will start buying the plant. And then HR guy will start taking a production in charge for that particular product. And then HR guy will start getting a sales team for that product. And then the finance guy will start arranging the fund, borrowing or infusing equity and all. So I say any major activity, it starts from business. Business prospects and business forecasting, all those kind of things will make the entire company align their priorities and resources to be put into the track to get that business. So for that, I'm saying marketing would be so important in organization, as I've given you the example of a factory manager, HR head, finance head, the purchase head. I'm not saying they're not important. They're equally important. The purchase guy is inefficient in buying your raw material, you are dead, because you're going to be expensive than the competition. The factory guy mess up with the machine installation or the production, you miss the season, you're dead. The HR guy gives you the wrong guy, you're dead, right? The finance guy couldn't arrange the fund, or your plan goes for toss. So all of them are important, but driving business fundamentally in organization is marketing, which is, at least I believe in it, that could be the reason why I've been practicing marketing, business development in the various companies. I've changed a lot of companies, but I haven't changed my the marketing field except for 4 years when I say that I flirted with banking in my career. Sometimes in 94 to 2003, I was in a core banking wholesale bank, the lending function of Standard Chartered Bank's corporate office in Baneshwar. So I mean, I've just tried to give you the external environment assessment of external and internal environment, deriving the short. After short, you find out the challenges, and then you try to cash in the opportunities. You try to mitigate the challenges, reduce the risks, and then you design the 4 Ps, and then you launch the product because you've understood the consumer so well. You have understood the external environment, you've assessed the internal environment, you have identified the challenges, you have tried to reduce the challenges, the mitigate the risks, and you've tried to encash the opportunities, and you launch it. Probably then you will be successful, probably, again, because there's so many things that we still don't know. Could be the insights, could be competition might make a aggressive move once you launch a product. So these are the basic framework I try to deliver this morning. You guys might have studied in the university or read it in the book. Bodhra sir might have taught you. So I'm trying to give you touch this theoretical framework and how we practicing manager, use it in the practice in the corporate world. So I think shall we open the floor for interaction or some confusion that you have? Because I got an opportunity from Bodhra sir couple of days back about the session that I took last year, or 1.5 years back. Then I was just going through the learnings the class had from me with my 1 hour's delivery. I was just trying to, I just figured it out. Probably I touched so many topics in 1 hour's delivery. Perhaps it was too heavy for the class. And then some of the stuffs I explained, was not properly explained. I never got a chance to interact with you, get to understand what have you understood, or what are the things that you couldn't understand. So it would be better if we leave another 20 minutes or so for the interaction, your understanding, nabujeko kura, for the clarity, or some questions. Is that will it be okay if you go like that?
Thank you, Abhaya. Next
Yes, sir.
episode is the question answer session. Probably
Yes, sir.
student might ask you a questions relevant to your talks.
I have one question, sir.
Okay, Akash.
मैले सर डाबर नेपालको फाइनेन्सियल स्टेटमेन्ट हेरेँ सर 1920को अनि 2021को होइन 19देखि नै लगभग कोभिड आइसकेको थियो अहिलेसम्म नि छ त्यति बेला चाहिँ प्रत्येक कम्पनीको चाहिँ अर्निङ चाहिँ सेल्स घटिरहेको थियो अर्निङ पनि घटिरहेको थियो
Who's the one asking? I am just
आकाश देवकोटा सर मैले चाहिँ
Akash Devkota.
I just want to see you. I can't see you in the video.
Akash, you can go in the video, yes.
Yeah. At least,
sir.
I would like to see the person who's interacting with me.
आई एम इन भिडियो मोड सर
Mhm. Yeah, Akash, carry on.
Okay, Akash.
Do I can?
कोभिडले गर्दा चाहिँ धेरै कम्पनीहरूको सेल्स चाहिँ घटिरहेको थियो जसले गर्दा उनीहरूको रेभेन्यू पनि घटिरहेको थियो तर डाबर नेपालको चाहिँ घटेको देखिएन रेभेन्यू चाहिँ बढिरहेको छ लगभग इपिएस चाहिँ 600 बाट 800 पुगिरहेको छ 2021 मा हैन तपाईहरुले कस्तो खालको मार्केटिङ स्ट्र्याटेजी लिनुभयो र भ्यालु डेलिभरी टार्गेटको रूपमा गर्नुभयो जसले गर्दा चाहिँ रेभेन्यू बढाउन सहयोग गर्छ मेरो कन्फ्युजन चाहिँ त्यहाँ छ सर क्वेशन चाहिँ त्यो नै हो
Okay. यस्तो थियो Akash. You're right. The way we worked and the way we took the prompt action, with the high level of dedication and commitment of the team, has actually given this result. Having said that, I would say again, as I said, there are so many external environments as well. If I have to tell you, one particular example, how my business was affected by COVID, I would say, the juice business, you know, again, as I say, I can't just overgeneralize saying that juice business. In my juice, as I've given you an example of Chyawanprash, the SKU level, I've got Real, the flagship brand Real. I've got Real Active. I've got Real Burst. Within Real, I've got Real Liter. I've got Real Portion Pack. Portion Pack is the small pack, 180 ml packs. And then it's got multiple variants. Again, there's Burst, Liter, Portion Pack, and I've got Active, different variants, Active Orange, Active Fiber Plus, Active Mixed Fruit, Active Spinach Cucumber, and then I've got HDP Lychee, that plastic tube, that plastic container, we call it HDP. And then, I've got uh, so many things within foods. I've got pickle, this, that. If you see the juice, why do I need so many brands, so many SKUs, so many variants? My life, the people in Dabur, our life would have been so simple and easy if I had one mango, one SKU, one variant. Can you imagine the factory back-end complication? We have got 7 high-speed lines to manufacture these juices. Can you imagine the kind of storage raw material complication that we have? You know, for one real mango, I need 25 raw material. For one variant of real, I need 25 raw materials. So I've got 15 variants, in real. I've got smaller pack real. It's got again 8 variants, burst. Why do we need all that complication? Cause, the consumer segmentation, you know, the guy who likes pomegranate might not like pineapple. Or I want to drink pineapple today. I might not like it next week. I want guava then. And somebody says, I don't want this sugary, very sweet juice. I want active, no added sugar. And somebody says, it's too expensive, man. I can't afford it. Bloody $260 for liter. I don't want it. So I've made burst. Okay, there's a product for you. Buy this burst, which will cost you $200 or $170. I mean, the segmentation we have discussed. So Akash, I'm coming to your question. How have we managed this? Seriously, when this first lockdown had happened, we had no clue because the kind of lockdown it was were very, very strict. My folks in Delhi, my bosses in Delhi couldn't understand when I told them that people even can't move out from home. We couldn't move out. The cops used to, catch the bloody pedestrians and then, make them wait in the traffic island for 2 hours, something like that. So what we did is the third day or fourth day, we activated our, the administration department. Can you imagine? So we key guys went to office, not work from home, because the sales guys had to be in the market, because the market was open from 6 to 9 or something like that, to make them work, to motivate my dealer to open the shop and like run their distribution van. I have to go to office. So all of us, all HODs, 7 of us, got the passes with the help of the admin. See how important is admin? If admin couldn't manage that pass, probably we wouldn't have been able to go to the office. So we went, streamlined, opened everything to the possible extent. But my juice business was down. Even if we all of us had banged our head, it would have been, banging our head against the wall. Cause, the portion pack, that small juice, we call it portion pack, that 180 ml, which you pierce with the straw and like drink it through the straw, that was not selling, cause we call that pack out of home consumption. That's how the marketers like me see it. That is largely consumed out of home. When people are not moving out, how can I sell? Even if I reduce the price, I won't be able to sell it because the people are not moving out, kids are not moving out, students are not going to school, they're not going to college, they're not going to They're not going to French place. They're not going for the food shawl. They're not going for anything. Otherwise, they would have gone out. You have a, summer, April, mid-April. It's pretty hot. Mercury is reaching 30 in Kathmandu. It's 35 in Tarai. The need would have come. Oh, let's have real, man. That's not happening. But again, the tourism was down. My liter pack was also down. We see that liter pack, the big pack, in home consumption. 80% of my 80 to 90% of my real juice liter would be consumed in home. And then the small pack, the portion pack we call it, that 180 ml, that is perhaps 60% or 65, 60, 70% of that portion pack is consumed out of home. So my juice business suffered. But you know what we did? We manufactured hand sanitizer, man. Dabur had never manufactured hand sanitizer. My scientist back there in Delhi, we have a wings called DRDC, Dabur Research and Development Center, which is in Delhi. So we have got a pool of scientists, 200 scientists are there, looking after different categories. So we coordinated with the scientists in Delhi. I was trying to give them the brief. I want sanitizer like this. I want this. I activated the purchase guy, the packaging guy. I want this packaging. So within a month, we've been able to launch a sanitizer, and we have launched so many other products. And touch wood, with this COVID thing, the COVID wave and all, the sales of Chyawanprash boomed. Because Chyawanprash was an immunity. Before COVID also, we've been selling Chyawanprash for a immunity boosting, because it's got a immunity boosting ingredient prescribed in Ayurveda. It's not something that Dabur has invented that. Dabur has contemporized, branded, because it's written in a granth, Ayurvedic granth, which was written by, Chevan Rishi 2600 years back. It was an immunity product. All of a sudden, the consumers have realized, man, Chyawanprash is relevant for me. Do you remember those days? We would have eaten anything, if somebody would have told you, boss, this helps you to keep your immunity intact. You would have had all that haldi, that whatever, vitamin C, zinc, So Chyawanprash sales boomed. And we did not leave any stones unturned to cater to that spiking demand. All of a sudden, my Chyawanprash sales went up by 5x. Can you imagine the factory situation? Machines? Nobody would have, 5 times capacity. No RMPM, no purchase manager, no purchase head would have planned raw, raw material and packaging material for 5 times demand. But all of a sudden, the demand spiked. All of us worked day and night, trying to do all our job. The purchase guy has pulled his string, coordinated with the vendor, fast track the purchase. Then we have been able to get the lost volume of juice by these few brands, which was more inclined or positioned as a immunity boosting product, which is Chyawanprash, honey, and these things have helped us to, keep our sales intact even during the COVID. The crux, what I'm trying to tell you is, the crux is, I mean, I don't know if you guys have read that book written by Sivakhera, You Can Win. It's a lovely book. You guys should read it. I don't know if those kind of books you have in the library or not. It's a lovely book. It says, I remember a few things from Sivakhera's book. I have, again, that book also probably I've read it 20 years back, 25 years back. The email, I find difficult to read the mail, which comes from my boss also sometimes. There's 70 emails coming to me every day. 35 mails I have to reply back. And again, those messages, meetings, this, that. So what I'm trying to say, the Sivakhera says, a guy you have to be taller in the crowd to be noticed, right? It's a breed of people, marketers. It's a crowd of the MBAs. How would you be noticed? You have to stand taller. What does it mean? That extra 2 inch is visible. Did you get what I'm trying to say? In the crowd, the taller guy is visible. He's just 4 inch taller than the other guys. Everybody is 5'8", but he's 5'11", 3 inch taller. So he's noticed. That extra 3 inch, that extra 2 inch, makes you different from the ordinary guy in the market, ordinary guy in the companies, ordinary guy. You will be visible in the classroom or your, academics. So what I'm trying to say is, what we did is, probably everybody was working in the name of work from home, or picking up the phone call from the boss, discussing boss, what to do, what not to do. But we were actually working, all of us were working, that was like, I got a call from few of my relatives, from my friends, and when I told them that I'm going to office every day, I was told that, then why the hell are you working? Put up a paper, you'll get another job. I said, no, I have to motivate my team to come and work. I should not put up my paper. If I put up my paper, my boss puts up the paper, then who's going to run the company? So I mean, what I'm trying to say is, guys, whether it's a university, whether it's a corporate houses, or some of you guys might be the entrepreneurs, that extra 2 inch works, right? One more glass. Yeah.
Next question.
Yeah.
नवीन सर, मेरो क्वेसन के रहेको छ भनेपछि, एज यु बिङ द marketing player of a company like Dabur, what differences you encounter in the term of marketing approach while competing with the national level organization in contest Nepal? And as you have the long experience in the marketing, what weakness you observe in the organization, Nepalese organization culture while competing with the international organization?
Can you please, put the some, because you have asked me 2 questions. Can you tell me what was the first part and what is the second part once again?
मेरो क्वेसन यस प्रकारको रहेको छ, के छ भनेपछि तपाईसँग मार्केटिङमा एकदम लङ एक्सपिरियन्स छ हैन, त्यो लङ एक्सपिरियन्स हुँदाखेरि अनि तपाईले कन्टेस्टमा नेपालको मार्केटिङ तरिकामा के विकनेसहरु देख्नु भएको छ इन टर्म्स अफ व्हाइल कम्पेयरिङ विथ द इन्टरनेशनल लेभल अफ अर्गनाइजेसन?
Okay, understood. Okay, so this is the first question. You had second part also. Is it same?
In terms, same question, sir.
All right. So you're trying to say that, what we Nepalese marketers generally lack compared to the way MNCs work, or I would prefer to call it the global practices. The marketing practice that the world has been practicing. One thing that I feel is, if you see the small companies here, maybe many of the companies may not even have a marketing department, because it's so much so often combined with sales. So there's a sales department, so marketing is considered sales also, which I can see a difference in sales and marketing. Sales is basically sales, right? You sell it to the trade, you sell it to the channel member, you sell it to your dealer, you sell it to your wholesaler, you sell it to your retailer, or you sell it to the modern trade, department store, restaurants, hotel. Marketing is, the way I said, understanding the consumers first. And sales guy will not do that. Sales guy will come and say that, sir, यो त बिक्दैन, यो त बिक्दैन सर, यो त मेरो डिलरले बेच्नै सक्दैन, होलसेलले लिनै दिँदैन, हैन? त्यो त मार्केटिङले गर्नु पर्यो नि। डिलरले लिने, होलसेलले बेच्ने, रिटेलरले दुकानमा अगाडि सजाएर राख्ने, अनि कन्ज्युमरले आएर मलाई यो चाहियो भन्ने, त्यो पो बेच्छ त सेल्सवालाले। त्यो प्रोडक्ट बनाउने काम त मार्केटिङले गर्नु पर्यो। हामी कहाँ अहिले मैले तपाईको क्वेशनलाई टच गर्न, हामी कहाँ कति ठाउँमा त मैले अब तलबाट सुरु गर्दैछु, मार्केटिङ डिपार्टमेन्टै छैन होला कति ठाउँमा। जसका छ मार्केटिङले के गर्ने, मैले अहिले भने नि तपाईलाई, एउटा एड बनाउने, अनि त्यहाँ भिक्टिङ मण्डपमा मेला हुन्छ, त्यहाँ स्टल सिस्टल राख्ने, बोर्ड सोर्ड बनाउने, पसललाई क्यालेन्डर बनाइदिने, हैन, पोस्टर बनाउने, त्यति हो हैन। अनि प्याकमा चेन्ज गर्नुपर्ने के चाहिँ त्यो लेख्ने, त्यति हो जेनरली। व्हाट वी फेल इज, we don't believe, we don't practice consciously understanding the consumers. The big companies spends billions of dollars to understand consumer every day. The amount of money in market research we spend is a huge, right? कसरी थाहा पाउनु त consumer insight? we had a we have started the YMDP भन्ने program सुरु गरेका थियौँ हामीले YMDP Young Management Development Program भन्ने we had recruited 2 MBAs last July. So in my first orientation session to YMDPs, both of them were, coincidentally specky guys. So both of them were with the specs. Then I told them, now you girls have to change your specs. Both of them got little said, what kind of boss we got? He's asking us to change the specs. Then I told them, girls, I'm not telling you that spec that you're wearing. Now you have to see everyone from the eye of the marketer as a consumer. Your mother could be a good consumer of your products, because as Dabur's got so much of product, so many brands, different categories. Your mom, which you see it as your mom, it's still a mom, but now you have joined her as a marketer. You see your mom as a consumer also. Why is she not using Dabur Amla hair oil? Why is she drinking real juice? Why is she drinking mixed fruit, not apple? You try to ask her, you observe her, you'll understand the consumers. Then, with your mom, you cannot validate and generalize. Then if you find certain pattern and certain behavior, certain, insights from your mom as a consumer, then try to validate that with the friend's mom when you go to your friend's place next time. And then, oh, it's not like that. It's only with my mom. It's like this. Then you go to Bhatpatini, you see a girl, a lady, a boy picking up your product, and try to understand why is that guy, what is that guy saying to the person who's next to him. I mean, insights can be found with a sharper observation also. You may not be you may not require to spend billions of rupees. So one fundamental difference that I find with the global practices and the general, I'm not saying all the business houses in Nepal operate like that. Some of them might be doing a fantastic consumer insights and all. We don't do that insight mining. We don't try to sharpen our consumer insights. Again, related with this, we don't believe in research. We don't want to do research. The research proposal comes, 10 lakh rupees estimate comes, half the managers will get scared. Oh, 10 lakh, 10 lakh rupiah, एउटा report दिन्छ यसले यत्रो 20 पेजको 10 lakh लिन्छ. We don't have that appetite. So these are the few fundamental differences that I see with the global practices, which most of the MNCs are practicing, and probably few local houses here in Nepal. Next question.
Okay. Sir, there are many students raise their hands to the questions.
Yes,
Maybe
let's
you
make
can
it
go
really
for
quick.
the chat box too. Okay, we're going to speak for Shailendra. Can you speak? Shailendra has written something here.
Okay. Supply
box.
chain, pricing, and distribution. FMCG products have long supply chain and distribution channel. How Dabur is managing pricing and earning profit? How startup firm can, as you guys have said, supply chain. Supply chain is. I'm just reading the questions that you guys have posted. Supply chain, pricing, distribution, FMCG products, supply chain, distribution channel. How Dabur Nepal is managing pricing? All right, let me just try to cater to the supply chain. If we say supply chain, my supply chain does two things. One is to get the raw material and packaging material on time, right? That's also equally important. You understand, to make the finished goods, I need raw material and packaging material. My supply chain have a very good networking and all that. Once the goods comes, probably I understand when you say supply chain, probably it's finished goods to consumer, right? So we have a factory in Birgans, we have a clearing and forwarding agent. So everything comes to him, everything comes to my for clearing and forwarding agent, and it distributes to my stockist, we call it, which is a dealer in a layman's term. It goes to my 300 dealers. I've got a separate dealer for juice, I've got a separate dealer for consumer care products, and I've got a separate dealer for consumer health division, the medicines, the Ayurvedic products, Khadidari, this honey toss. I've got a separate stockist network for that. So through the 300 stockists, it goes to the wholesalers, it goes to the retailers and all. As far as the pricing is concerned, as I've told you, one of the 4 P's is pricing. And I'm just trying to share you, I'm just trying to share you, one pricing master, we call it. And the amount of analysis we put in, I've got a guy, dedicated guy, he does some other things also. We analyze price in such a way, right? Margin, pricing. So I'm just trying to share you that slide. Just give me a second, just a second. Let me share that slide just to give you a feel. As some of you have asked about the pricing. I'm just trying to, it would be better if you don't, take the screenshot and all for this, because some of the infos might be a little confidential, or it's for my internal use. Though it doesn't matter much. It's not that, the any price of my products are like probably there in the market, known to consumers. Just a second, I'm trying to share you one small stuff that we have, to show you the pricing analysis that we do. Okay, right. I'm just I'm just trying to share the screen. Okay.
Share screen भनेर हुन्छ नि
यस्तो पो आयो
तपाईले के शेयर गर्न लाग्यो
मेल एक्सेल
मेल हैन पहिला एक्सेल खोलिसक्यो
खोले एक सेकेन्ड just a second.
Okay.
That we make.
This meeting is being recorded.
I'll just give you the example of. Can you see this Amla Herald pricing?
Yes.
SKU pricing. This is Nepal's pricing, and see the competition I have. I'm going to Nihar Santi, Brahmi, Imami, Brahmol. These are the different Amla available, and then come to the other row. So the detail, Amla detail Herald studies here, SKU wise, brand wise, uh, per ml, and beside this we do the indexing like this. Can you see this screen now? We do the price indexing like this. We are every month doing this. Can you see this indexing sheet, right? And then we maintain the pricing history like this. And we maintain the history of my brand's SKU wise, how the price has moved. Can you see it? I mean, these are the regular practices we do, for the pricing decision. I just don't take the pricing decision, I feel like taking up a price and the company takes up the price. So just to let you know, how we, take the pricing decisions and all. Or there are a lot of questions, I think. What advice do you have for young entrepreneurs looking to bring new products into the market? You need to understand, what gap is there, and for the young entrepreneurs, right? You need to understand what is the need gap, or which need of a consumer, which segments need you want to cater, and then you need to know, can you do it better than the other guys in the market, if you sell same product for $20 and the other guy is selling it at $18, probably consumers will buy somebody else's product. Another question is there from Mukund Bishta. We all know Dabur has been an Ayurvedic medicine and consumer goods market since. It's a long question, man. It has been 130 years. You don't have to tell me the facts, since when Dabur is operating. You ask me the question, man. You're writing a paragraph about Dabur. It's been 138 years old company against. However, if she Patanjali, a 16-year-old company, has scaled the business and its revenue, believe in competition, and we as a company also believe in competition. You know why Americans are much ahead of the world? Because they love competition. This is my personal observation. And you know what I tell my team? Only competition can, keep you alive and awake, right? Imagine if you were a sole guy in the classroom, imagine if you were a sole guy, all the professors coming to teach you, you wouldn't have been, hardworking the way you are today, because you have a competition there in the classroom also. You have a competition there in the outside world also, right? So I love competition because I believe competition can only keep you awake and alive. In other words, competition is something which makes us efficient. One institution which doesn't have competition, can you guess?
Context of Nepal Oil Corporation
One
doesn't have any.
one institution that doesn't have competition. Yes. Tell me.
In context of Nepal Oil Corporation doesn't have any competition.
Government, the bureaucracy. Can you go to suppose you have some work from ministry, that ministry is taking 6 months time. Do you have an option? Can you say that I'll get it done from my dad's office? You can't, no? There's no competition. I have to get a license from Ministry of Industry. Even if they do or they don't do, I have to get it from there only. They have no competition. I can't say, oh, boss, if you're not giving me, I'll get the license from somebody else. Don't take it otherwise. I'm not here to criticize our government. But, if you don't have competition, then you'll act like a bureaucrat or a government, because, consumer has to come to you. So I love competition. Yes, Patanjali can come, Patanjali can go, anyone can come, and we believe in a free economy, right? Anyone should be able to come complying to the government's rule, right? But I don't want to comment on Patanjali. Whatever the aggressiveness Patanjali had 3-4 years back, it's completely, shattered. Because again, you can't just sell whatever you feel like selling. Fortunately or unfortunately, the Baba's got a huge, fans. 22 crore, 22 crore fan he has across the globe, and those diehard fans gonna listen to him whatever he says. Okay, next question. Shelling brand, not your product. This was the headline in Kashmir Post. Yeah, yeah. I promised 1.5 hours to Professor Bhojraj sir. So let's try to close it in 10 minutes time, because I have to reach office, because I've got a hell of a lot of work.
No, sir, I'm Avishkar Shrestha, and I have a question for you.
Yeah.
We absolutely have no doubt in your products, but as a CCP, Nepal has been there only for name. Hazard and Critical Control Point Nepal has been there only for its name. And Nepalese consumers generally even don't have faith in the regulators. Like in recent times, DDC also sold fatless powder milk to Nepalese consumers. In such scenario, how have been Dabur Nepal keeping the trust of Nepalese consumers regarding the quality of the products?
the question over? Is the question over?
Dabur Nepalले चाहिँ अहिले यो how has been Dabur Nepal keeping the winning the trust of the Nepalese consumers regarding the quality of the products?
Okay, I'll just touch on the quality front very quickly. There are two things. Number one, the quality as per the law or the government says. Number one, right? Any country, any society, there would be a regulator, especially in the food and beverage. It is very, very strict in Nepal and abroad. So number one is you have to comply to the local law, whatever your country's law says about that particular product. That's number one. That's mandatory. Nobody else can afford to violate the country's law or the food rule or the food act. Number one. And number two, if you ask me how Dabur has been maintaining this quality, we have got our internal rules, internal norms, which at many times could be more strict, more tough, more stringent than the rule prescribed by the regulator. If you see a juice product in the market, when you go to the market next time, if you go to Bhatbatini or Saleways or any shop, you see the Tetra Pak juices you have, the juice, that paper box is called Tetra Pak. Many of the companies are having the shelf life of 9 months to 12 months. But if you see my product, I have 6 months to 9 months. Only mango, guava is 9 months. Everything else is 6, 7, 6, 7, 8 months. You know, government allows you to have 12 months also. But my quality system, we have a quality assurance department. We have a corporate quality assurance department that's based out of Delhi. We have around 17, 18 scientists there working for the quality control. And we have a quality control division in the factory also. So we're very, very careful and conscious about the quality assurance to make sure nothing goes to consumer which is substandard or not something consumable for the human life. Thanks.
Okay, time is now. We are very near because I have requested Abhaya for 1 hour and has extended for 30 minutes. We have 1 minute left.
Yes.
I guess this is the guest session, and then we have invited very important personality. He has to do a lot of job and he has to go in office too. So that you may have a lot of questions for the practitioners. You can mail to him. He may reply to you. So that this end of session, Rajani can speak to words. Before that, I would say that thank you so much, sir, for your very insightful thought and practice to share our students. Definitely, they are learning a lot of things. They are eager to learn, and there are many questions. Still, they are waiting for the questions. Maybe the next time. Okay, Rajani can speak now.
Yes, thank you, sir. So I'd like to thank Mr. Abhaya sir for giving us the opportunity to know more about our Nepalese market and some marketing strategy of Dabur Nepal, which is currently going in our Nepalese market. So thank you for the opportunity, sir. And I would like to give you the small token of love in behalf of CDM and us. So I would like to request Devendra, can you show it to us? Yes, so thank you so much. Thank you.
If you can send it to me, perhaps I can share it in my LinkedIn.
Sure, sure, sir. Sure.
Okay, sure.
Thank you, sir. Thanks, Bhojraj sir. It was a pleasure, updating myself with the young brains. Thanks, class, for this great 1.5 hours session. And sorry for coming late. Probably I've made you guys wait because I've told the Bhojraj sir the situation I was in. Anyway, thanks, and wish you all the best to all the students. I'm sure you guys will do better in the future, whether you become entrepreneur or come to the corporate world or get into the academics. And I'm sure you guys will do well. and my best wishes to you